All right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. So let's have Agbalu back on the screen. Can we have her back? Okay, Mama,
yes,
you can have her back on the screen. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay.
So Patricia, what are we talking about today with Olushola?
Well, we're talking about empowering women in leadership, breaking barriers, and shaping the future. She's going to be talking to us today about leadership, breaking barriers, and shaping the future, because I know she has qualities. So, Auntie, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. You want me to talk on breaking barriers and empowering women, the leadership quality? I'm not going to take it only on the in the realm of politics. I want to take it first in the realm of career. Like women, if you actually want to be a leader, number one thing that you must do, and it's a must, is commitment and seriousness. Commitment to whatever the choice of career you have. In your place of work, there's opportunities given. The fact that you are employed, that's an opportunity for you. And I don't want women to begin to give excuses because they are married and they are also in the process of having babies. They should be prepared to balance work with home, and that requires commitment and seriousness, and that is being time conscious and also being strong for oneself. Because there are a lot of challenges. You have challenges at work, you have challenges at home, especially if you have to take children, the kids, to daycare center, or someone looking after the kids, someone you trust. You ensure you put the necessary thing in place so that when you're at work, your mind is at work, and you should be able to also perform in a way that your department, your boss, they will be impressed. I don't want that laxity whereby they so it's a woman, it's because of children and that. That doesn't make a good leader. A lot of women you have in leadership roles today, they have shown commitment, they have shown resilience and seriousness, not allowing anything to hinder them from their job performance.
Okay. Are you saying that the home front could be referred to as the barriers that you have to break to be a good leader or achieve a certain position in your place of work? Because, like you said, some women will complain, the children, the house front, the husband, they need to. Some people resign even because of such barriers. So how did you go through that in your time? Because I know that you have retired, and I also know that you're doing things. Like I told on behind camera, that you're one woman I actually look forward to meeting and talking to at most times, because you never think of age. Whenever you want to do something, you go for it. I know that you've just done something very, very, how do I put it? Something that even young ones have not thought of doing, because when I saw it, I was very impressed, and I remember congratulating you. Anyway, congratulations again on that. So, how did you manage the home front and then get into the position where you were at work and now, even now, because I know you're still doing things?
Number one, when I started work, I was not married. So when I got married, I started having my children. The number one thing is that you look for daycare center that will take care of your children while at work, because if you don't get good daycare center, your kids might get into trouble, and you yourself, you might get into trouble. It will affect your mental state, and you are likely take that to work. It will reflect on your job performance. So when you do that, ensure that where you get good, don't mind payments. At a time when the daycare center was not good enough for me, I had to employ a woman that required, in fact, I take my salary is, the money she's taking is 50% of my salary. So I have to sacrifice 50% of my salary to give to that woman every month. So she's in my house very early in the morning. I leave home 7 o'clock. She's in my house 6 o'clock. I put her through what she has to do. She's a matured woman. She's a married woman. She's mature. She's also have children. So, but the children are grown up. They are in secondary school. So I employed her and I was paying her. She's coming home so that I don't have, because if you have problem at home, it's going to affect your work. So that is the sacrifice you can do. But now, with even presently, we have daycare center that they receive, that you will pay. They are expensive, but they will take good care of your children. So if you have a job that you know the job pays good salary, I think it's worth putting your child in such daycare center so that your mental state is balanced. You are committed to your work, because no employer will take excuse that you are rearing children. They also want to make money. Even the government that permits, for now, I learned they are taking 6 months to not see this. When you have your baby, they are now taking 6 months off work after delivery. Even after you have resumed work, they expect you to put in a good performance. So you don't allow that for you. Then now that the children are away, some are married, some are independently on their own working, and I'm still doing something. You have to do something, because if you stay in the house, there are a lot of sickness that will come around. Diabetes will come in because you are roaming within the same house. And that's one of the reasons why at the time I had to go to NIJ to do journalism. So I can't say the house. Even while I'm not doing the journalism, I go out to source for work, for my accounting work, and also collaborate with others who have job to do. You have to be up and doing to maintain that leadership position in whatever, because if you don't do it while you're working for somebody, if you have your own business, you are not likely to do it. The most important thing is commitment and interest in whatever you are doing. It prepares you for leadership role. You must be serious. You must be dependable. You must be someone that you don't have attitude that you treat things with levity. They can't commit anything into your hands. You handle it anyhow. You always see challenges. You don't want to face it. So that is, you can't prepare yourself for leadership role. But when you are committed, you put anything that's going to disturb your job, you make sure you take care of it so that your job is not affected.
Another thing came to mind is Olushola is talking from the angle of when you have enough money, you're comfortable. Because I feel like there are some women, because I don't think we even have the average women right now. I think what we have is the low class and the high class. Now, for people who are even below the low class, how would they cope? Because trust me, they can't even pay for this kind of services that she's requesting for. The only thing they can do is maybe put you in a crèche. And so will not even go as far as putting you in a crèche. They will take them to their place of work, to the office, because they do not have that kind of amount. But that does not mean that she's not pushing to be a leader at a place of work, or she's not pushing to climb the success ladder. So at this point now, for people who do not have enough to even pay for anything, they have to still take care of their children themselves. They don't have the luxury of all those things that you're able to put in place for your children. What are they supposed to do? And yet they still want to climb the ladder, and they do not want the family to be a major challenge for them, or like a barricade from achieving what they want to achieve. What would you advise them to do at this point? Because trust me, they can't even afford it.
Well, like I want to tell you that when I started I couldn't afford it. I made a sacrifice when I said that I put my salary, I cut it into two. I was taking 600 naira. I was paying 300 naira. So for those, I want to come to the present day young women who can't even afford. If you want to take a job, ensure the job cannot, the salary, the remuneration, out of it, you can take something to pay the daycare center for your children. Or ensure the daycare center is, you can look for a daycare center that is close to your workplace. And also, there are some women that are not even working for anybody. They are doing their own entrepreneurship activity. The entrepreneurship activities they are involved in could be selling in the marketplace or even hawking by the roadside. Like if you have been to Beggar, those women that are selling pepper, that go very early in the morning to my 12 to buy pepper, they are also striving towards a leadership role. Because they can't do that for life, they will do it at a time to get money. So the most important thing one should pray for is good health. Once you have the health, you can plan yourself. And also, if it means backing your baby very early in the morning, you take care of your baby overnight. You just try to bathe your baby very early in the morning. You back your baby. You want to go to my 12 to go and buy pepper. You can go buy whatever you want to buy. You come back, you shed your pepper. You still back your baby. You have a place very close to the marketplace that you can put your baby. The reason why I'm talking about that is that I don't want to talk only on those women who are working for someone, either for government, multinational, or private companies. And I'm even coming down to those who are just selling, or those who have their shops. Most of them have shops. Make sure you are up and doing. Don't take it for granted because you can open your shop at any time. Nobody is controlling you. Nobody is regulating you. Nobody is monitoring you. You now get to shop anytime you like. It's good to open your shop by 9. When people know by 9 you are there, they will be there to patronize you. And if you have to go to, some of them go to Lagos to go and buy hair, to buy cream, to buy accessory, women accessory, some to buy shoes, various things that they sell. So make sure you go very early in the morning. There are some daycare center now that are taking the place is open from 5 a.m. You can take your child there from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Some even do 24 hours. So you ensure you put your baby, you go to the market, you are up and doing. What I'm saying is that we women, because we are considered the weaker vessel, so sometimes men take advantage of that. They want to push us aside in a place that we are supposed to take vantage position. So you don't allow that when you are up and doing.
Actually, let's go for a break so we can come back. I love what she's saying, but I have a lot of questions as regards this, because I feel like even though women want to do that, the government has to do a lot to support women who are not in the position to be able to, like she said, you have to secure a good job that could pay you, so you could be able to pay. And the thing is, there are a lot of things that hinder you or a woman who is even married, talking of who has children, a lot of things hinder them. The society, they will always want to pick a man who is married over a woman who is married. So there are a lot of clauses around that.
You go to, you apply, you qualify. They just ask you,
are you married?
How many children do you have?
And so we even tell you that if you're not married, so far you're working with them, you can't get pregnant immediately. Exactly. You have to wait about 2 years before you get pregnant. So I feel like that's a big clause for women, and it's not very nice. So it's a thing that the government really needs to look into. But anyways, let's quickly go for a tip. And okay, this is not a tip because it's Friday. Let's go for X-Booster event. We just had a snippet about the event which happened in 2024, and of course it was just around this time, so I decided to put it up again. So let's go watch some of the things that went down during the event, and of course we'll come back to continue the program with Olushola Agbalu. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, yes, welcome back. Yes, that's X-Booster live in concert in Lagos 2024. Well, let's have Olushola back on the screen so we can continue talking about women in leadership, the challenges, and the way forward. Yes, it's good to have you back. Thank you so much for joining and staying tuned. Okay, anyway, so my last question I'm going to ask before Patricia is, I know from most of the angles I think you have been talking from is from the rich angle, the average people, but the poor. So my first question I'm going to ask, because you're a politician and of course you have a lot of connection with the federal government and all of that, do you think there's anything in place for women who are in need of how will I put it? I think for women who want to climb the success ladder but do not have the opportunity, because like I said, if they don't look at your age and say, okay, this person cannot be capable because of your age, they'll look at how many children you have, if you're married, like we said before. Then is there anything in place for, or anything that is going to help such women in this category? Like you said, there are some women that they'll take their children to the market because that's what they have to do. And we're talking about the ones who are like Adesico, who just they drag their legs to their shop at 12 o'clock, and you ask them, why are you coming by 12? They say, it's my child. They probably use their children as an excuse, meaning they are not serious about their business. I'm talking about people who are serious and they want to climb the ladder. Is there anything the government have done for women in this state? Because I feel like we are going through a lot when it comes to job and climbing ladder. That's why you see when women get to that top, they are well celebrated, and you find out that they don't take nonsense. They don't even, not even from the man or from their fellow woman, they will not take nonsense because they know what it was for them, what they put on the line to be able to get to that aspect.
Well, what I want to say, I want to correct an impression that because I'm a politician, I have access to the rich people. I have access to nobody. I just push myself through during my career and boldness to be able to go to places that I know that I can get something, be involved in politics at my local level. But no, that's not what want to say. Now, what does government have in place? For instance, what you are talking about is discrimination, job discrimination against women. That's one. And even climbing the ladder, as it is in politics, also it is in other professions. What I want to say is that, like I said, that governments, the people that can do this are the National Assembly and also the State House of Assembly. They need to actually put a regulation against job discrimination based on age, based on gender, so that people can access opportunities, because the opportunities are there. Like, if you have been watching my Facebook page, Olushola Agbalu, I was talking on something that Federal Revenue did, that they were looking for tax officer and they paid entry level to 27. I said, banks were doing it and we were shouting, why is the government doing it? Because our National Assembly members are not doing enough. No legislation against discrimination, against gender, and also against gender and age. So also women that are also in private organizations too, the HR, the Human Resources Department need to come to, when you want to do interview, certain things, the HR are not bold enough to advise their organizations. I'm talking about the HR in all those private companies and even government, to advise them that you don't measure the performance of someone based on the fact that she's married, she's having children, or pegging someone down that you are with us, you can't have children for 2 years. The government should view it as a very serious offense, because such is not done abroad. Yes, the foreign countries we are all looking, we want to go. Such is not done. Take for instance, in the last 5 years, UK has allowed students, until when they were abusing it, they were allowing students to bring their spouses. For those who are doing masters, to bring their spouses, even if you are doing degree and you are married before you start your degree, you can bring your spouses. And also the same thing, Canada, they have values for family. So I think our government needs to do something about that to help these women, because there are women who have gone to school, they are qualified for job, but based on their age, and because they will ask them, are you married? And such thing is common in the banks and some multinational. Government should come out for them, do a regulation to stop that.
Okay, so actually I was going to ask on discrimination, and you just took that out of my mouth, because I've seen a lot of young girls who are professionals, probably doctors, lawyers, and then in their place of work, they are not giving them the opportunity to, to head a section, because they are women and because they're young. You hear them say, oh no, she's too young to head this position. Meanwhile, they will allow their male counterpart, who is even younger, to head a section because he's a man. So you just took that out of my mouth, discrimination. Anyway, moving forward, how do you think, like you said that the National Assembly should do something about discrimination. But you, as the girl involved in the office where you're working, let's assume you're a doctor in a hospital, and then you're qualified to head a section and they're not allowing you to head it. What can you do, to move on, to push on, not just to give in? What do you think that girl in question or the lady in question could do so that she doesn't give up and say, okay, they're saying I'm not qualified, I'm too young, and I stay back? What do you think she can do to move on?
I think what you can do is number one, because if you take them up that you want to report them, if especially for private organization, they can sack. I think you need to talk to your HR. Talk to your HR. Have rapport with your HR. What you can do. HR, they are the people where they are also the employee champion. The HR department is the employee champion. So go have a good rapport with your HR. I know that HR are not too friendly. They are not too friendly in the organization. And most staff, they are always afraid. They are always frightened by the HR because they can hire, they can fire. The management listen to them when it comes to the issue of staff. I think when you have a good rapport, this is what I can do. This is what I'm capable of doing. Even though I'm a young person, but I can do this. And ensure that you also display that maturity too. There's nothing like, if you want to hold the position that is meant for an adult, you should display quality of an adult so that they don't regret putting you there. And where you begin to say, oh, I'm young. I think I'm young. I do know that they don't put, not necessarily women, or they don't put young people in a sensitive place that has to do with dealing with money, especially when you are exposed to international money transfer like Western Union. I know they avoid, it is good, I will advise, because it is very easy for a young man to be convinced to do certain things. So I think, except that. And it is also good when you want to you can put a young person in that position, ensure you give him proper orientation, let him be aware of the inherent risk in that department so that he can be able to do the job. This is a risk for me. So that is what they can do. have a good rapport with HR. HR are the employee champion. So they should be able, by the time you have good rapport with HR, by the time the position is available, they will tell you that that lady can do it. You also make sure you let the HR know what you are doing. Oh, Madam, good afternoon. This is what I've been able to do in my department, trying to be speaking with the HR people. Then if you are not giving the position, keep on trying. They will still give you. Because if I tell you, go and report, no. You can't force an organization to put you in a position. Even the government, they will tell you they have reason why they are not giving you. So that there is nothing you can do. So that is it.
Thank you very much, Olushola, for actually dissecting this topic properly. Even though we have more questions, but time will not permit us to have most questions. I have about just 2 questions, which would have gone deeper into this response that you had given, but we'll put it for another time, because it's Saturday and we want people to still be in the festive season of Salah. I would have loved to even gladly play the first 2 tips of asun and then fried rice again, just to make people salivate, but no, I won't do that.
But just before we end this program, I want to say something, that I see and I hear. It's very common in organizations. Okay. When a young lady or a lady had climbed, you've been able to, through your work, because you're good, and then, helping yourself to
a particular level,
help yourself to get to a particular level because you're good in your job and what you do, and then you have been able to build yourself academically, going back to school and all that. I hear people in the organization, in the office saying, oh, she's sleeping with the management or the boss, that's why she got to where she got to. I'm going to use the Zenith Bank girl, or rather the Zenith Bank lady, as an example. I've been in Zenith Bank one day and we were just talking.
Name calling, you're giving them advert.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, in a bank. Okay. Yeah. So we were there and we're talking, and even the staff, the people working in the bank, were like, "Oh, she doesn't deserve it. It's because she's sleeping
with the boss."
Why do we have to do that?
Okay, I will answer that question. Before that, we have to tell a goodbye to Olushola. So Olushola, thank you very much for being part of the program. It's been beautiful. Now you can see you stem more questions. Okay, you want to say, Mama, you cannot respond to that. I'm sorry, because of our time. I know you're supposed to respond to that, but our time is already up. So I know, but definitely this will come up again because we have to talk about it. It's not just about the the part where you say there's a discrimination. This one is another thing, stigmatizing young ladies who have worked hard for themselves. But we want to say thank you very much for being part of the show, and even at the shortest time you were very available, and like I said, you're always ready. Even if we had brought relationship, anything, entrepreneurship, anything, you would have done justice to the topic. So I want to say a very big thank you, and we love you. I miss you.
I miss you, my boss. Madam Pat, I miss you. Bye bye. You guys are doing a good job. Bye bye.
Joining us.
All right, bye bye. Okay, so in response to that, I think I can always tell people, because they don't know your story, because you don't put them into you don't welcome everybody into your life, you don't go about telling people about your life. You work hard, you do your things, and you go, you come back. So a lot of people will probably be wondering, what's she doing special, that will make, her get to that level. Now, when people don't understand what you're doing, they don't understand how you do the job, they don't even see the stress or you complaining or you being bitter about the job, but you're doing it. It's natural for people to fix up something in that loophole where they don't understand what's going on. They just fix it up. Do you understand? Like, if I see you now, you become, let's say you become the general manager of this organization, and you don't tell me the kind of stress, the kind of challenge you go through, but whatever challenge the boss throws at you, you're always there, you clear it off, you do it without any issues. Obviously, it's natural for me to wonder, and when I try to poke you to ask you, okay, what are you doing differently, and you do not share, because even if you share, I might never understand. It's very natural for me to say, oh, leave her, she's my friend, but I'm sure this is what she's doing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they don't know, they can't fix it. And of course, there's another thing, aside from hard work, there's also grace. There's a place of prayer. There's a place of doing good. There's a place of being kind. There's a place of being hardworking. So it's a whole lot of things in one. Rather than envy, I would say you emulate, you ask questions, you be close to that person to know what that person does specially. I think from there, you find out that you'll probably also be climbing the ladder in no time.
You learn.
Yeah,
from the person.
you learn from the person. Yes, and another thing is always keep your mouth short. Yeah, learn to zip up. Not everything that is going on, you will call somebody and
Cho.
Nah, don't do that. It's not good. You understand? Anyways, we've come to the end of the program. It's been a